Hey, what's up guys, Nick here, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about Halo MCC on PC and Halo Reach and basically going over where it's at in development and how long we're probably going to have to wait until we get to play it ourselves. Recently 343 put out a bit of an update, a post kind of letting people know where the game is at in development for PC, because I get comments all the time from people basically asking, where is this game, when am I going to get to play it, how long until it's coming out, and I don't know all the answers. Sadly, I wish I did, but I just don't. So this post from 343 is basically trying to shed some light on the development of the MCC, to let people know where they're at, what kind of issues they're having, and what's stopping them from doing more flights, more testing, and basically getting the game out there as soon as they can. So this post actually starts off somewhere very useful, something that I get asked all the time, and that is about the Xbox Halo Reach flighting. When is Xbox going to get some testing done? I get the vibe that people feel like 343 are kind of forgetting about the Xbox players, that they're only focused on the PC players, and to be honest with you, I completely understand this. All their posts only ever seem to be about PC, but that's just because it's such a big deal that Halo MCC and Reach is coming to PC. That's why it kind of seems that way. But Xbox is still a massive focus for them. They are definitely not forgetting about the Xbox players, me included. I'm not going to just forget about my Xbox whenever MCC comes to PC. So this post actually starts off with an explanation of where the testing for Xbox is at and why it is not yet started. So I'm going to go over that really quickly at the start here. They basically give us an Xbox flighting status and they let us know what it is exactly that's stopping us getting the testing on Xbox, and it's actually a pretty reasonable reason. They go on to say that making any game is hard, let alone where you're dealing with 11 game engines and 7 complete games under the roof of one title sharing the same hardware. Now, I don't know anything about game development, but that seems like a very reasonable argument already. Having so many different game engines, having so many different things to have to work in the one place is going to be a very difficult task no matter what. So already having the MCC in its current status and then adding Halo Reach on top of that, as well as all the Unreal Engine features that they're going to be adding to the game, is just a lot to deal with. They go on to say that one key goal that has been a part of bringing Halo Reach into MCC is that for Xbox One, the team has been attempting to bring Unreal Engine 4 online for new character customization options. What this basically means is they're trying to use Unreal Engine as a new way for character customization. They actually showed us an image of this in the same post that lets us kind of see where the character customization is going and how it's going to look in the future of the MCC. But then they actually go on to give us a reason of why the Xbox flighting has been delayed, why we have not yet got to try it out. The MCC was already close to memory limits running on the original Xbox One consoles. Bringing the entire progression and customization system into MCC also requires memory to be used to run the additional Unreal Engine 4 engine. So basically the issue with the Xbox is they're having trouble with the actual memory on the hardware. Could you just imagine having all these different game engines, trying to stuff them into one game on very, very limited hardware? Like the Xbox One, especially the original one, is very, very old at this stage. So having so many different games kind of crammed together is going to be extremely limiting. So they're currently trying to find a way to make it all work together to make sure that it runs nice and smoothly. So they want to have this running perfectly before they even think about doing tests on the Xbox, which I think is totally fair. I'd rather have the game working perfectly than putting out some broken mess for us to try and look at, because at the end of the day, there's no point in us testing something that isn't working properly. It's not going to be helpful whatsoever. So until they fix this memory issue, there's not going to be any Xbox flights, but we can cross our fingers and hopefully they get this sorted sooner rather than later, because I want to see the Xbox fans get hands-on with this game. I was in the first flight for Halo Reach on PC. It was awesome, so the more people they get to play, the better. So after the Xbox, they go on to talk about the PC flights, let people know exactly what to expect going forward, what kind of content we can expect to play in these future tests. Obviously in flight number 1, it was the campaign test. It was that one mission, tip of the spear, from Halo Reach for PC people to try out and basically get to play on PC. I myself was included in this flight, which was absolutely awesome, but I know there was a lot of people out there that were very upset that it was a very small amount of people that were actually allowed to be in this first test. But what people have to remember is that this test wasn't about playing the campaign mission. It wasn't really about testing the game per se. It was more so testing the actual delivery system to make sure that in the future the insider program people are able to access the game correctly and that that's all working very, very well. So the first test was just that one campaign mission, but in flight 2 it goes on to firefight. But it's not just firefight, it's also firefight matchmaking. So this is the first kind of multiplayer test that that is going to be happening with Halo Reach on PC. So this is going to be a very interesting one, and this is the next flight that is supposed to happen. This flight was actually supposed to happen last month, but obviously that didn't happen, so they're now not giving any dates of when the next flight is meant to happen, because they're just working their way through all the issues, all the bugs they have with it, and whenever those are sorted, then they will announce the date for it, which I think is the best way to go about it. Personally, as a fan, I think the worst thing you can do is announce dates for anything before you know them for sure, because if you're working on something, anything can happen during game development. A bug can happen, a glitch, something that will completely put it off the exact date that you wanted originally. So if you announce a date and then you miss that, it'll do nothing but upset people. So flight 2 is going to be for firefight matchmaking, which will be a very interesting one. And then flight number 3 is going to be PvP matchmaking. So obviously multiplayer is going to be flight number 3, which a lot of people, including myself, is probably the most excited for. I cannot wait to actually play some multiplayer Halo Reach on PC. That one is what I'm most looking forward to. So then 343 came out with a separate post that actually went a lot into the detail of what is blocking the game right now, what kind of issues are stopping them from kind of letting people play the game. They touched on the fact that flight number 2 was supposed to happen in July, but obviously that didn't happen. There was too many blocking bugs that got in their way to actually allow them to release the product in a working state. The last thing that they or anyone wants is an MCC launch V2. If you were there whenever MCC first came out, it was a bit of a mess. It did not work in a way that anyone was happy with. So with the PC release, the last thing they want is for it to have the same kind of release. They don't want it to release broken, they don't want it to be buggy, they want it to be absolutely perfect. And even though I'm very impatient and want to play the game right now, I'm totally okay with this. I would rather they take their time with it, make sure it is working 100% perfectly. I know these flight tests are meant to help them look for bugs and stuff, but there's no point in putting a test out there if they already know of some major issues that are in there. So they go on to say what exactly is a blocking bug. I feel like the term is pretty self-explanatory. I've followed games in the past that are pretty open with their development. If any of you have ever heard of Star Citizen, that game's development is very rough, but the developers are very open with it. They let people know exactly what is going on and what kind of issues they're dealing with as they go through the development. A blocking bug is basically a bug that is so severe that it completely stops the player from really getting to test and play the game in a proper manner. So then they actually let us know what is blocking flight number 2, what is blocking the firefight matchmaking flight, because obviously people are wondering where this flight is at. So there's a couple of different blocking bugs here that I will let you guys know. Security solution does not auto install once game is installed. Long delays in menus accompanied by matchmaking errors can happen. Opening the settings menu during gameplay can cause the roster to stay stuck on screen. Frame loss can be experienced in various menus when played in higher resolution. Crash is present sometimes when a match-made firefight game starts. So obviously there's quite a few different issues here, but what can we do as fans of the game, as people that are waiting for this to come out? What can we do in the meantime? And as much of a cop-out answer this is, the best we can do is be patient and just let them do their job. They're working on the game as hard as they possibly can. They are obviously not sitting just staring at the screen wondering what to do. They are hard at work trying to get through these issues. They obviously want it to be done as quick as they possibly can, because they want all of us to enjoy the game. I sit every single day wondering to myself, I wonder if it's going to happen this week, if it's going to happen next week, if it's even going to happen this month. But you know, even if I have to wait until the end of the year just for it to work perfectly, I'm okay with that. Even though I would like to play it right now, that's just my personal opinion. Halo MCC on PC was now announced back in March, which is crazy enough 5 months ago. It does not feel like it's been 5 months, but nearly half a year ago is when we found out about this happening. Some people feel like it was too early to announce this. They obviously didn't expect so many issues to pop up as they were developing this, but you know, that's life. Things happen out of nowhere, and obviously people were upset by this, but it was something they just didn't see happening. But they made sure to let us know that even though development is taking a little bit longer than expected, it does not mean that the end product is going to be worse, not whatsoever, but the game is just going to be ready whenever it's ready. Sadly, I don't have an actual date for you. I can't say in October 12th, that's when the game is coming out, because that's just not true. They have not given any dates, or are not going to for the foreseeable future. They're just going to release the game whenever it's ready, and you know what? I think that's probably the best stance they can take with it. I feel like that's probably what they should have said from the get-go, instead of saying any date and getting people excited for it, saying that you should expect it in this month and then only for it to get delayed. It just disappoints people and makes them less excited overall. I feel like being a Halo fan is all about rolling with the punches. You know, it's been a bit of a rough couple years for us, but just know it's getting better. Things are on the horizon that are going to be absolutely awesome for us as a Halo fan. We have MCC on PC, we have Reach coming to Xbox and PC, we have Halo Infinite, we have the TV show. I know it's rough right now, but you just gotta be patient, you gotta hold on just a little bit longer, and I promise it'll all pay off in the end. I hope this video was somewhat interesting to a lot of you guys, to let you know exactly why the testing has been delayed or so slow. I know a lot of you out there are wanting to play it as soon as you can. I'm right there with you. But if you guys enjoyed these type of videos where I keep you in the loop about anything Halo, make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're brand new. I would really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.